Margaret McCann here from Carnival Chaos and Fairytale and Phobail, and today we're going to be making some great little gingerbread houses with our arts and craft workshops. We're looking to make a little gingerbread house, something similar to this, which is really easy to do, and it's made with things that you find around the home, which just makes it fantastic. But you can buy a few things from the pound shop, or you may have things around the house that you can use, but mainly most of it is just from household products. So to start off, we need an empty milk container, just like this one. And if you look, you'll see just below where the handle is, we have a line. So what you do to start off is get a pair of scissors, and if you're a child, obviously you'll need adult to help you with this, and just punch a hole through the plastic and cut right around. Now when you've done that, the next part of the process is you should end up with something like this. So that's just the top, the bottom half, and the top half you can discard. Now when you've got this piece, the next thing to do is you want to draw on basically where your little windows are going to be. So with a marker, a permanent marker or a pen, just draw on roughly 2 little rectangles on each side. And at the back, we need to open it up because, as you can see from this one at the end, we can light them up, or we can use them to maybe put chocolates or sweets in as a treat, and you can give it as a gift to someone in the family or a friend. So at the back, we need to cut an opening like this, and that's just so that you can place whatever you're going to do, whether it's a light or sweets or chocolates, inside. So we cut a little opening like this, and then just cut out your window shapes. Now, once you've done that, the next thing you need is masking tape. Now, if you don't have any masking tape, don't worry. You can do this with newspaper or any kind of tissue paper, but you would need to use PVA glue, and you can water it down so you're almost like a paper mache kind of effect. It does take longer to dry though, so it's a longer process. This makes everything much quicker, and again, masking tape can be got at the pound shop, or you may have some around the house. So the next thing is we take a an egg box. So the egg box is the long egg boxes that you get that has the 12 eggs in it. So take the top off, cut them off. You're going to use this bit, so hang on to it. Then with your top piece, you'll see at the end you have this curved piece. What you want to do is take your scissors and just cut that piece away, like that. When you've done that, you should end up with your top looking like this. So then you'll see some of them have these wee holes, but if they don't, just roughly, if you can, try and fold it equally in half. So it's just a matter of bending it till you get an equal half. This is going to be used for your roof. So then you take your container, it doesn't matter which side you're putting it on, and just put it on top like that. And when you're happy enough with how it's sitting, that's when you reach for your masking tape. And obviously someone can help you here with this, just holding it in place. If you're doing it on your own, just try and fiddle about with it. But usually it's another pair of hands is handy for this bit anyway. So just start to stick your masking tape on. Just avoid where your windows are. As you can see, go around those, because you'll have cut a hole anyway, so you don't want to be covering that up with masking tape. And basically what you want to do is cover everything in the tape. You don't want to see any of the milk container showing through. And the reason for that is you're going to be painting it. So you need a good surface for the paint to go on. So you just keep covering, get your roof on, and you'll see when you've done that you actually have a opening here and here on both ends. Don't worry about that, because all you need to do is take some more tape and just put it inside and attach it onto the roof, and keep working it down till you have it covered and you don't see any of the gap of the holes. Once you've done all of this, the next step is painting. Okay, so when you have your little gingerbread house completely covered with masking tape, turn it round to the part obviously where you don't have the wee flap, it's going to the back, just to this plain side, and roughly just draw on where you think your little doorway would be. Now you can do a straight rectangular shape, or you can do a little arch shape. It's up to you. Don't worry about doing any detail at the minute, because you're going to paint it first and then you can put all your details in then. So just do this just so that you know where your house is going to be. Then what you can do is, I made a little ledge for the windows, as you can see on this one. That's really simple to do. Just take an old cardboard box. It can be a tissue box, can be a pizza box, anything you want. And just cut off a piece of the cardboard. And then what I did was just measure roughly the length of your windowsill. Okay. And then just roll it up till you get like a long, thick shape. And again, with the masking tape, I just taped it around, because you're going to be painting this, so you want to make sure it's covered. And then you just can tape that on to your little window ledge, like so. And that's what you do. It's very, very simple, easy, and quick to do. The other thing you can do is make a chimney. Now, you don't have to have a chimney. This one does. Very simple to make. If you use the other part of your egg container that you had, just cut out one of these pyramid shapes that you have here. So when you cut it out, it's just like this. And just clean it off around the edges so that it's tidy. Because you can also make these as little fairy houses, as you can see in the other one, and it's a bit, not more complicated, but there's more bits to add to it, but I'll show you that at the very end. So once you've done this, you have that, which is your spout part at the top, which we can paint up as a sweetie. So you can take then either like a foil tube that's had tin foil or cling film on, or what you always have lying around in your recycle bin is toilet roll tube. Now, it's too big for a chimney. So what we need to do is we just make a cut and open it up like so. And then we see for height wise how we're going to be at. Looks good. So what we do then is we just make it that little bit smaller. So just push it into itself and try just to make sure that your little spout bit fits on top. So once you've done that, just tape it to the size that you feel is wide enough. And again, you want to cover this completely with masking tape. And this then can just sit on top. You can glue it on with a glue gun, which is great, handy to have. You can get these glue guns in the pound shop, and the glue sticks are also £1. Great to have around the house, especially if you're doing arts and crafts, but always make sure an adult uses this and never let a child have a glue gun. They're very, very hot and they do burn. You can use PVA glue, but just for speed, and as I say, it sticks really well, the glue gun. Now, when you've done this piece, just at the bottom, I cut an arch piece out just so that we can get this to sit on. So once you've cut that piece out, just a little flap straight up, like so. Just bend it like that. And then all you do is masking tape that onto your house and just completely again cover it entirely with the tape until it's sitting nice and firmly on. Now, once you've done that, the next step is your painting. So you can use poster paint because it's not going outdoors, so that'll be fine. I'm using acrylic paint, which again can be got at the pound shop. It's actually, you know, £1 in the pound shop, or you can get it in the likes of Works, which is cheap as well. You may have some around the home already, especially if you do arts and crafts, but any kind of paint really is good. So what we need is brown, because we want that gingerbread effect. You can add a little bit of yellow if you want, and I have this kind of sort of like a sandy colour, which is also good. So just mix up the colour till you're happy with it, and you've got a brown and a bit of a yellow, and once you're happy with that gingerbready colour that you've got, that nice baked biscuit colour, then all you do is start to paint on, and all over. You want to paint this all over your gingerbread house. And then you have to leave this to dry, but it dries very, very quickly. So once your entire house is finished, You can wait till it's dry, and then that's when you can start to put details on. So I'll just show you this one for the detail. Now, once it's nice and dry, I just use white paint to look like icing. So just do your little arches. You do it whatever way you want. If you Google gingerbread houses online, you have so many to choose from. But I just did sort of traditional little scoops of arches of icing. Icing around the top where your snow would be in the edges and along your windowsills. Then on the doorway, I painted mine's green and white stripes, sort of like a peppermint candy type idea. And then up here, I've painted this 3 different colours just to look like a type of a sweetie. And then as you can see here at the top, I've made like a lollipop. Now they're very easy to make as well. That's just more cardboard. This is just part of a pizza box. And what I did was get a round shape. Go as big or as small as you want. Put it down, draw around it, cut it out. And then just using a pen, you can do just a spiral shape like this. Double it up. And then you paint inside one of them with the red. If you don't want to do a spiral, you can do a stripy lollipop or a wavy lollipop or just a plain lollipop or one with a circle in the middle, just like that. Okay? So any designs, you're free to do it, whatever you like to do. So once that piece is done, the next thing is all your little details. Now, don't be worrying about going out and buying things. There's things you have around the home if you look. Old Christmas decorations are perfect. I found these lying around. They are just little trinket charms. And what I did was I've used these and I have taken the little beads off to glue on. So that's something you can do. Also, I had these around from other little arts and craft projects. And as you can see, these are just little beads and little gems and different things, different colours that you can use. Also, I had these which I got, and again, they come from the pound shop. These are actually little sticky gems. So they stick on without even glue. And you can stick them on in strips or you can pull them off individually and just glue them on. Also, if you don't have anything like that, coloured tissue papers you can use, and even just ripping a piece of tissue paper off, rolling up in a little ball, it's just something that you want to resemble as sweeties. So you can stick those on different colours, or if you don't have any of these kind of things, you can just paint on the different sweeties that you want, different colours, whether even it's little dots or little shapes. But for this now, once you've done this piece, you go to, I've used pipe cleaners. If you don't have pipe cleaners, something like a little cocktail stick or a kebab stick would do perfectly fine, or an old lollipop stick even. But with this, because of like the candy cane here, I twisted these. But if you don't have these and you want red and white to make candy canes, you can use tissue paper, or again, you can just cut a candy cane shape, which is just like this, which is almost like a hooky shape. And you can just paint it with the stripes, cut it out, and then glue them on wherever you like. As you can see, I've put one along the top, and I've put some here, and then I stuck little gems and things that I had found around the house on to make your gingerbread house. Now, when you've done it, at the back, you'll see you've got your little flap. Don't worry about decorating the back because no one's going to see that. If you choose to, you can pop a little light inside. Now, this is just one of the little lights, again, from the pound shop. You probably have one lying around the house, or a little battery-operated night light, tea light, or something like an old torch could do as well, or even a string of the lights from the pound shop that are battery-operated. Anything basically battery operated can go inside. And then all you got to do is switch it on to get the effect. And at night time it looks lovely. And if you choose instead, as I say, you can give these as a gift to a family member, or you can have them as a Christmas decoration at home. You could just fill it full of sweeties or chocolates, and it would be a real surprise for someone to open the back and have those come out on Christmas. So enjoy making it. It's really straightforward and easy. It's great that you can make it from things that you found around the house, so there's not really any cost involved. And have a Merry Christmas.